So XRP's been in the news a lot lately. I've got real issues with what's going on in the government and the SEC and this lawsuit and how they're going about it, the whole 9 yards. And I'm not going to get into details in this video. I talked about it on a previous video. And in that video, I got a lot of comments. And those comments had me thinking, if I was an investor in XRP right now, what would I be thinking about the price action? And I'll show you what I'm talking about. The video is right here. This is where I went into the backstory of what's going on with XRP. It's kind of crazy. I'll put the video above. I'll put it down in the description if you want to watch it. But down in the comments was very, very interesting. This person here, Austin, said, so who else is holding on to XRP? And I just responded, I'm certain some are buying it up because there's always fanboys, right? That's what I'm thinking at first when I put this comment in. And then this person said, you holding? I am. No, I'm not holding, Austin. I'm not an investor in XRP at all. The only XRP I've ever gotten was given to me as a dividend from another passive investment that I'm in, another business that I'm invested in. This person said, cool kid said, sold. It's dropping so fast and far. I'll wait for the dust to settle with a lawsuit. That's reasonable. Another investor said, gonna be me, meaning he's gonna be buying it up. So this guy's selling. This guy said he's gonna be buying. This person said he's not buying. This person said Indonesia actresses and actors are holding XRP. I don't know what that's all about. This person, this is interesting. The rich list shows the millionaires are buying and little people are panic selling. That might be interesting. So it had me thinking, okay, if I was an investor in XRP, when would be the opportunity to buy? See, I still think there's an opportunity to buy. There's a couple things. Here's the chart. Okay, first of all, if you look at the chart, before, and I'm not doing any major chart analysis, obviously, just looking at this high level view here. Basically, here's where the price was before sort of the pump of minerals. I think this was all created over this Spark airdrop that's going on or that's supposed to take place. So if you look at that, we're not down tremendously far from there, which is kind of crazy and ironic in a way if you think about it. Basically, what this means is all the people who got in for the free stuff, basically, are out and they've lost just a few more. It's actually surprisingly, when I was shocked when I saw this chart, the price isn't as bad as I thought. Now the dust has not settled. For me, if I was an investor, this isn't when I'm getting in. The dust has not settled yet. But for example, I got this notice last night after my video, Crypto.com, which I've talked about extensively on this channel. Love Crypto.com, especially in the US. There's the easiest way by far to buy cryptocurrency with your bank account, to be able to spend it, get access to it. By far easier than Coinbase, but yet they're going to withdraw or delist essentially XRP from their exchange, which is crazy. US customers can't even get access to the exchange, by the way, but they're not even going to allow you to, won't be able to deposit XRP into the Crypto.com app. Withdraw XRP from Coinbase app will not be affected. So you can withdraw XRP, but you're not going to be able to deposit XRP, which is amazing because US customers, again, can't even actually use the exchange on Crypto.com. So it's crazy. They're saying that you can still use your non-custodial wallet, but they're not going to allow you to be able to put it on the app. So nonetheless, this is still bad news for XRP. And we're a long ways from this being over. This gentleman over here on Twitter, Michael Van de Pop, whoever he is, with 92,000 followers, I think, on Twitter, he says, for XRP won't be the only one facing these charges from the SEC. I fully agree with that. I mentioned it here in this video. Regulations are slowly kicking in across markets, so most likely we'll see more projects facing the same problems. That would be painful short-term for the markets, but bullish long-term as markets mature. It would be bullish long-term as markets mature. My concern is how much does regulations ultimately affect the best purposes of crypto. This gentleman down here made a post that I think is really important. Frank Waddles. He says he copied this from somewhere. I'm assuming this is something from XRP's website, but basically they're saying XRP is not an investment contract. XRP shareholders do not share the profits of Ripple or receive dividends, nor do they have voting rights or other corporate rights. Purchasers receive nothing from their purchase of XRP except the asset. In fact, the vast majority of XRP holders have no connection or relationship to Ripple whatsoever. Ripple, our company, has shareholders. If you want to invest in the Ripple, you do not buy XRP, but rather shares in Ripple. Unlike securities, the market value of XRP has not been correlated with Ripple's activities. Instead, the price of XRP is correlated to the movement of other virtual currencies. I think that's very interesting, and I think it's fascinating. And that's part of why I was never a Ripple investor, by the way, at all. I'm an XRP investor. He's using that last statement as a way to knock Ripple, I think, or to knock XRP, I think, But that's kind of silly because, truthfully, unlike securities, the market value of XRP has been correlated with Ripple's activities. Instead, the price of XRP is correlated to the movement of other virtual currencies. I think that can be said for damn near 70% of the entire cryptocurrency market. I mean, let's face it. There's altcoin season and there's Bitcoin run-ups. That's really it. All boats, rise with high tide, or however you say that, with rising tides. That's silly. But if I was let's get back to buying Ripple. At this point, I think that we're going to see a huge price pump at some point because, okay, keep in mind what's taking place right now. The CEO and the co-founder and the company are getting sued for selling unregistered securities. They're not getting sued. First of all, this is not going to be like criminal charges. No one's going to jail over this. This is basically civil stuff is what happens. So they're going to end up with fines. That's how these typically go down. I don't believe the Justice Department is going to get involved. I don't think there's ever going to be any jail time involved whatsoever. It's just going to be some sort of large fines. What does that mean for the business? Well, the business operations of Ripple will continue to go on. XRP will continue to exist on secondary markets. Every U.S. facing exchange can delist it if they want to, but it's still going to continue to exist. There are decentralized exchanges out there. There are other exchanges people can use. People can still transmit from one person to the next between private wallets. So there's still going to be a market for it. It's still going to exist. XRP is not going anywhere. And guess what? Neither is Ripple Labs. The business will continue. This is simply a major hiccup. It's a bad hiccup for them. Don't get me wrong. It's a real pain in the butt for them for sure. No question about it. However, I think that we may see typically markets overreact on news all the time. It's why you can trade the news so effectively many times. The markets just simply overreact. If you saw the news headlines coming across about this and you responded and you sold, you could have easily sold in this drop. Yes, it dropped fast, but you could have easily sold in there if you're paying attention to the news. It's just a huge overreaction, and it's probably going to drop even further if I had to guess. Again, this isn't investment advice. None of this is. This is just my opinion. But we may continue to see the price drop even further at this point, especially if we get more delistings, more details come out. This is going to continue to drop. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. Ultimately, I think we're going to see a small price bump when this stagnates. The government is notoriously slow. So at some point over the next year, there may be several weeks, maybe even several months that we don't get any brand new news on this case. It just is going to seem like it just stagnates for a minute, waiting for bureaucracies to do their thing, waiting on court dates, waiting on whatever. So it's going to somewhat stagnate. When that happens, we may start to see the price start to itch back up a little bit, rise back up. Once it gets back in the news, I'm assuming it's going to be negative. At some point, the government's going to they're going to have fines, they're going to do whatever. The government's not going to stop, in my opinion, they're not going to actually stop Ripple Labs from running. They're not going to stop the business. They're not going to be able to remove XRP from the market. They're just not. So, and by the way, it's not illegal for private citizens to hold XRP. They're saying it's illegal for you to sell it and try to raise money for business operations, but it's not illegal for you to own it and trade it as a cryptocurrency or probably as an asset. You're not issuing a brand new security. So with that being said, private investors are still free to trade it and use it using exchanges that allow trading. So with that being said, I think what's going to happen is price is going to overreact. It may drop even further, but at some point it will start to rise up a little bit. When this thing stagnates, people are going to get confident. People are going to be optimistic. This isn't going anywhere because they're not hearing anything, so they're going to assume it's not going anywhere. Then I think we may see another leg down when news starts churning. But ultimately, I think what ends up happening is the CEO may get fined, unfortunately. Both Larson and Garlinghouse may get hefty fines. Ripple may get hefty fines. I hope not. I hope they can beat it, but I think the odds are stacked against them. The government fights unfair, but that's okay. It is what it is. That's why decentralization wins. That's why decentralized cryptocurrencies are better in the long run, because governments don't want competition. Financial industry doesn't want competition. So I think that this will stagnate. I think these guys lose. I think we'll see a small run up, but then I think ultimately what's going to happen is when this blows over, or at least begins to blow over, when it looks like, wow, this isn't actually all that bad. It doesn't actually affect Ripple Labs. Or if there's any positive news, if the government says that they're going to, sue them for X amount of dollars, because at some point all that's going to come out, and they're going to sue them, and then come to find out that they give them a slap on the wrist, or they don't do, the fines aren't nearly as bad as they once said, or it just settles. Maybe they do fine them and it moves on. At that point, I believe there's a strong possibility that the price skyrockets. One of my commenters, I can't find the comment right now, he said, hey, XRP for him is just a lottery ticket to scratch off, but he thinks it's a great lottery ticket. It is a bit of a lottery ticket. I think I wouldn't buy any right now, personally, but I might. I've never bought Ripple before, or XRP, sorry. I've never bought XRP before. But you let the news is just going to overreact on this thing, but you let it stagnate for a little bit, and you let that price consolidate at some point, whether it consolidates down here at 0.2 cents, or consolidates at 10 cents, or consolidates at 5 cents, wherever that price consolidates at over the next 2 months, the next 3 months, sometime in 2021, maybe 2022, at some point when this case starts to get resolved, it almost doesn't matter what the outcome is going to be. Once the case starts to get resolved, I think we could potentially see a huge run up at that point. And again, they don't have to resolve it in a positive manner. It's just for people to realize that this doesn't actually affect investors of XRP. This doesn't actually affect Ripple Labs as a company and their business operations. This is one business decision that they made that isn't good. It does have consequences, but those consequences are not going to have long-term, long-lasting effects on the actual business operations. Those are my thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me hear about it in the comments. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Crypto Wealth. I believe in decentralized cryptocurrency. I believe decentralized cryptocurrency equals freedom. I'm going to put this video on the end, and I want you to get some of the full details on what I believe is going to, I'll put it on the end screen on what's happening with XRP. I'm also going to put a video on the end screen. I believe in earning passive income with cryptocurrency. I have some links in the description to our Crypto Passive Profits newsletter. Also, I'm going to put a video on the end screen showing you how I'm earning just over $60 per day right now with one of my passive income investments. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to continue to follow this story, and if you want to stay up to date on what's happening with XRP, make certain that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.